Hello, I'm Sidney from Au Fil du Tricot and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to use a hook in order to replace the 3-needle bind-off. I'm using the mini version of the pattern Mon Petit Sac to show you how to do that hook bind off. My bag is almost finished. I worked in the round, I made the flap, I knitted the stitches on the wrong side row in order to make the flap bending easily, and all the stitches that were on the scrap yarn were picked up and placed on another needle. And now, by bending my flap, both of my needles are side to side. Before to begin, I want to say that I'm left-handed. Therefore, I'm going to bind off my stitches from left to right with the bag to my side. A right-handed knitter or crocheter is going to bind off from the right to the left and the bag is away from you. Second warning, on the second half of the flap, we did some decreases and we removed 3 stitches at the beginning of the row and 3 at the end. Therefore, when using the stitches on the scrap yarn or the one that were moved to the needle, we need to forget the first 3 stitches as well as the last 3 stitches, or else the flap is going to be crooked. So I have my hook in my left hand. I'm going to pick up the first stitch from the one on the scrap yarn and then the one on my needle, the live stitches. I'm going to wrap the yarn around my hook and pass that loop into both stitches. The first stitch is going to be a little bit difficult to pass through because we are using the yarn that created that stitches. So by moving the yarn into it, we are going to make it slower. However, it's going to be easier on the following stitches. I have one loop on my crochet. I take one stitch from the scrap yarn, one from my needle where are the live stitches. I'm going to wrap the yarn and pass that loop into the 3 stitches. You can do 2 stitches, then the loop on the crochet, or you can do 3 stitches in one movement. And then you're going to keep working that way. The loop on the crochet, 1 stitch from the scrap yarn, and the one onto your knitting stitch, and you're going to pass the loop into. While working your stitches and wrapping your yarn around the hook, you want to stay flexible and do not be too strong on the yarn, or else your flap will not stay flat and it won't be nice. So we are now done binding off our stitches. We are left with the last stitch to bind off. So I picked up the one on scrap yarn. I picked up the live stitch on my needle. I'm wrapping my yarn around the hook and passing that loop into both stitches and the loop on my hook. And then to finish, you just want to pull the yarn. You're going to cut it first from your skein, and then with the hook you're going to pull that thread into those loops, those 3 stitches, and you're done with your bind off and you're done with your Mon Petit Sac. The last step left is to wave in your hands and your back is done. And as you can see here, my flap is laying flat. You do not see any ripple effect or any sign of the bind off. So thank you for watching that video. I hope it will help you with your bind off, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.